Are things looking grim? Are you in maybe a little bit of a reading slump? Well, I got just the thing for you. Today we're talking Sherlock Holmes. Stick around. Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where today we are talking Sherlock Holmes, that sleuthy detective, the great master of deduction. And we're talking the tale The Devil's Foot. This was published in 1910. It came out in the Strand magazine in December of 1910. This mystery thriller is quite an interesting little tale. So let's dive right in and talk about the summary of this thing. Watson describes this as the Cornish horror, where after Holmes visits with Dr. Moore, it is Dr. Moore's professional opinion that Holmes, his constitution is very, he needs a vacation. He needs to relax. He's too stressed. And so Watson and Holmes partake upon a vacation. They head to a small cottage in Poldhu Bay on the Cornish Peninsula. But as in every Holmes tale, does he ever really get a vacation? They fall right into a murder under very strange circumstances. The vicar, which I had to Google that, by the way, the vicar or the priest comes to Holmes and describes a tale that has to do with Mortimer Tregennis and how he went to his brother and sister's estate for dinner one night. He ends up leaving after dinner. The brothers and sister stay around to play cards and have drinks. And the next day, Mortimer comes back to the estate to visit with his family. And lo and behold, his sister is dead and his brothers are talking gibberish. This tale, as told by the vicar to Watson and Holmes, instantly grabs Holmes's attention. And so he is immediately intrigued. And so that's kind of the summary, the premise of this tale. What I really, really enjoyed: Holmes's deduction, his powers, following folks, kind of being in the shadows, seeing how things are going. I really also enjoyed how cognizant of the fact that the local police come into this murder investigation and Holmes only wants to take a cursory glance at first. And when things escalate, he goes and wants to be there first before the police get there, but yet wants to evaporate into the background and let the police do their thing and pass along to the vicar to let the police know that if they need anything, where he is staying. I really enjoyed that. Obviously, I also enjoyed that this is not the first vacation that Holmes and Watson are going on where they don't really get a vacation. The killers are, I really enjoyed this story because they're right in front of you. And I'm not going to spoil anything by saying that, but it's just very crafted very, very well. It's a unique twist in the story as to the why and how. And I really enjoyed Dr. Leon Sterndale. He is this African lion hunter, but yet a doctor. And he comes back into this story under unique circumstances that you don't really recognize at first, but it is uncovered later. And I really enjoyed how Holmes kind of cornered him, and Sterndale seemed like he was going to be a very, no one's going to push me around type character. And Holmes really de-escalates him really, really well, not just in physically, but with his words, his mental state. And I thought it was really interesting. Upon investigating one of the scenes, Holmes is described as kicking over this water plant in this garden walkway, and it's written in a way where it's just kind of a casual, like maybe setting the setting, giving a little bit of creating the scene, but it's really not. And I've kind of grown to start to recognize these things with Doyle, but I knew instantly when I read that was not a minute detail. That was not something that was trivial, and it wasn't. And so that is just a little bit of a not a spoiler, but something I really picked up on, and I'm starting to learn more and more as I read these tales. In terms of excerpts, I have two that I really enjoyed. One was from Watson. It is my greatest joy and privilege to help you. Again, Watson is so enamored by Holmes. And then Holmes says this to one of I think it was the vicar. He says, "The facts, as you state them, are certainly most remarkable." Overall, I thought this was a great tale. I continue to just be amazed by Doyle is creating this character that just so it stands the test of time. I mean, these tales are 100 plus years old. They're still really, really good. They're nice breaks to some of the other reading that you have on either your TBR or that some of your goals. They're just cozy. They're fun. They're crafted in this little way, the kind of little whodunits. And one thing I wanted to also state was, can you imagine being Watson? If you could transport yourself into this fictional world, if this fictional character was real, but can you imagine being Watson, having access to someone like Sherlock Holmes, who is not only a friend, but a confidant, and then treat you as an equal, and you're going on these excursions and missions and everything? That has got to be some of the best stuff in the world. But that is my take on The Devil's Foot by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, written in 1910. Another great entry in Sherlock Holmes. And I hope you're doing well and enjoy the rest of your week. I will talk to you all in the next one. Thanks.